School Sports 7's was launched in 2018 to showcase the top School 7's talent in South Africa. In 2019, School 7's invited 4 provincial teams to battle it out for the School 7's trophy as part of the Varsity 7's tournament at the Pirates Club in Johannesburg.
We're at Pirates Rugby Club in Johannesburg, the Greenside suburb of Joburg, and we're hosting the Varsity 7's Fest, which includes schools and the university teams. It's been going for about 7 years now. The school section is new. It started last year for the first time. There's always coaches that are looking at the schoolboys, so this is a great opportunity for them while their teams are playing or while they're on a break. They can look at the schools teams and look at the schools players and form part of their recruitment for next year. Narrowing that gap between schools and universities, so setting the tone for them at a young age. They all go to varsity hopefully, and then these are the varsities that hopefully they look at and enroll and obviously continue their 7's career. And it's a great opportunity. They play on the same level as the Varsity 7's teams. They play on TV for the finals, so it's putting them on that same level as the universities are experiencing while they're still at school, which is quite special. So we have sort of local driving distance. It's the Leopards from Northwest, Falcons from East Rand, Lions, which is our local union, as you know, and then the Pumas.
We were very excited about when Varsity Sports was told us, listen here, we want you to come and play on Pirates Rugby Field for the tournament, and I think it's good for the kids. It's a little bit more exposure we used to at the countryside and from the northwest side, so I think it helps the kids a lot. It's good for the under-17s to see, listen here, there's actually a pathway for us. If you're going to work hard, there's something rewarding. Maybe one day can play here in Varsity Sports 7's or maybe Varsity Cup. Yeah, I think they are delighted. Yeah.
Tau, made up of various Johannesburg-based schools, got the tournament underway against the Leopards on a hot Saturday morning. The action was fierce from the onset as both sides looked to start with a bang. Tau found themselves trailing at one point, but found their rhythm to claim a 33-17 victory.
We're from the East Rand and the Vaal Triangle. We got invited to come and play. It's quite a new team. We've got a bunch of injuries and that from the guys that played at the provincial tournament. So it's quite a new team that's playing today. It's a great opportunity, especially for all the varsities that's here. I think they can do talent identification quite early because they're all under 17 boys. And especially with the under 19 cup that getting flatlined, everybody needs to come through Varsity Cup to get the provincial contract now. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Despite having a fairly new team at the tournament, the Falcons came out guns blazing against the Pumas. But the Pumas were no pushover, as the Falcons dug deep to walk away 24-16 victors.
So far today's match was quite an improvement compared to the last tournament. The last tournament we won like 3 out of 6 games, and this one was quite better, and the Pumas were actually great, but then last tournament they were like doing better than everyone there. But then we surprised that we beat them today. It was an honor today. It's my first time playing 7's, like provincial 7's, so it's quite an honor to be here. I really appreciate it. Without God, I wasn't gonna be here. Yeah, everyone is excited. We're looking forward to go to the finals.
We had our Lions trials 4 weeks ago for the IPT tournament, the provincial under-17 tournament. And the bulk of our team is from Hoërskool Monument and Help Mekaar, but there's a nice mix between the schools because we compete against each other with the previous provincial weeks, 50-man rugby. The preparation is very difficult because of we are not from one town, so we had 2 practice sessions. One was 2 weeks ago Monday, just after the trials, and then last week Monday we also had a practice session at Hoërskool Monument. And yes, from there on we just work and try to stick to a structure and play for each other. The players can win the tournament. We've done the hard work off the field, so now the players must produce on the field. Everything is set up perfectly. I think it's a brilliant opportunity for the players, especially to get some TV coverage also. Most of these boys are grade 10 and 11 now, so they must start to pick a university for next year after matric. So it's nice to see some of the guys and chat to some of the guys of all the different universities all over the country.
Having already tasted defeat, the Pumas had a chance to change their fortunes against the unbeaten Tau. The match proved to be tighter and more physical than expected. Both sides certainly never held back on the big hits, as the home side claimed a narrow 19-12 victory to maintain their 100% record. With the confidence of a first game victory in the bag, the Falcons took to the field against the Leopards, wanting to remain unbeaten. While the Falcons took the game 26-7, it was by no means a true reflection as the Leopards put up a brave fight.
Yeah, we were very excited for the game. We looked up to it, and the Falcons was a difficult team to play. We stressed a bit, but everyone did his best, and the one-on-one tackles was good, and everyone backed himself when he was running with the ball, so we're proud of ourselves. This morning we played against the Lions. We lost our game, but it was the first game of the morning, and we stressed a bit, but I think forward we're building up, and every game we're playing is a step we're climbing.
My team comes from all over Mpumalanga, mostly from Nelspruit. This year they had a very strong team. So there's 5 boys from there, and then Middelburg and Witbank. It's very difficult in our province because the boys stay so far from each other. So we had a 2-day training camp before the provincial tournament, before the holidays. In the provincial tournament, we beat the 3 teams this year. So we're expecting to end up number 1, but again in 7's, if you don't have the ball, you can't do anything. But our expectations is to win the trophy. It's a pity that all the provinces can't be here. I really think it's nice to be involved where the universities are involved and on such a big stage. I think for the boys, it's a great opportunity to see the varsity boys and see how they're conditioned and what they look like and how they play. We'd really like to thank School Sports for what they're doing. We really enjoy that they give us kit and T-shirts. We really appreciate the amazing job they do, and we thank them for everything that they do.
The battle of the unbeaten sides was a contest all the spectators were looking forward to as Tau took on the Falcons. The Falcons came out to play and got onto the scoreboard early. However, Tau took their performance up a gear and raced away to claim an emphatic 42-5 victory. The Pumas and the Leopards closed out the round-robin fixtures, and victory for the Pumas would ensure their passage to the final. The Leopards held their own but fell short, as the Pumas claimed a 35-14 victory, securing their spot to contest for the title.
And now the youngsters are making their way out onto the field. And we are ready to get underway. The countdown is here. Up it goes. Lions underneath, very well taken on that occasion by Diego Cupido. Cupido accelerating now, too close to the touchline, and Pumas marshal him out. And now Lions have the chance to attack from deep. It's Henny Durant. And that one's been knocked on, some scrappy stuff early on, but Pumas have the chance to capitalize. The inside ball from Lentoro, and on the outside again is Tubane, capitalizing on the errors of the Lions for the first score of the match. Put into the scrum is for Moshe Lentoro. And now Pumas on the attack again, Gerard Janse van Vieren. Van Vieren gets his hand through the tackle. Is there enough pace in Moshe Lentoro? Oh, yes, there is. Moshe Lentoro all the way around and under the bar. Up it goes. And now here's Herschel Goodman, who showed us such wonderful stepping in the first half. He's beaten a couple. Goodman's away again. Herschel Goodman. Oh, yes, he's going to go for it. Herschel Goodman will not be stopped. That is an absolute screamer of a try from the big number 12. And they are away again. What a wonderful piece of play. Just as you take your eyes off the match, the Pumas are tearing them up. And it's all tries, tries, and tries in the second half. And that is that. Beautifully managed by Mpumalanga Pumas. And the management comes jumping off the side of the field in joy. What a day for these youngsters. They've played their way through the heat on the other field. And now on the World of Champions, they have done enough to lift the trophy here at Pirates Rugby Club in Johannesburg. And as the Puma side now are ready to collect their trophy, it will be Morne Low, head of marketing of Key Health, handing over the trophy. And that is Christian Vlok. Congratulations to the Mpumalanga Pumas under 18s lifting the trophy.
No, it was very tough, but if you believe, you'll be blessed. And although we started out poorly this morning, we just carried on believing, and great result in the end.
Alle eer aan God, all thanks to God, He pulled us through, and we really got tested today, but we're grateful and also happy to take it home. I was so proud. We had a really tough day out there. We really think we couldn't make it, but we pulled together just before the final, and in the final as well. It was also very tough, but we pulled it through, and we're all ecstatic.
The School Sports 7's Invitational 2019 was a resounding success, and we look forward to it being even bigger and better in 2020.